All right, shalom, shalom. First off, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harcha HaKodash, La'olam Yam. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. I want to give a strong shalom to all the Akim on the four corners of the earth, for his word and truth and sincerity, making the call and election sure. And I want to give a humble salutation to the hopeful elect tuning in on the four corners of the earth, wherever your habitation may be at. This is Brother Mashal. Come back at you with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. I want to thank the water, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, for giving the spirit through this lesson. And real quick, I want to touch on a subject of identity theft, and that's the case that we're in right now. We've lost our own identity, and we've been given an identity. We've lost our own identity, and another group, nation of people have taken our identity, and are using it for their own. So I got this definition for identity theft. It says, this is from the Oxford Dictionary. It says the fraudulent acquisition and use of a person's private identity and for identifying information, usually for financial gain. You see, so it's a fraudulent acquisition, man. So how are they able to take our identity is by giving us a new identity. So now instead of us being the children of Israel, instead of us being the true Jews and the 12 tribes, now we're African American and Jamaican and Puerto Rican and Native American, all these type of things. What I'm saying? All that is what they had to give us in order for them to take our identity, right? And it says this is a Wikipedia. It says identity theft occurs when someone uses another person's personal identifying information, right? Like their name, identifying number, or credit card number without their permission to commit fraud or other crimes. The term identity theft was coined in 1964. You see, so a group of people took our identity, our personal identifying information, like our name, which are the Jews, without our permission to commit fraud. And that's what it is, man. These are fraudulent people, man. Because they've been on the run since basically the spirit of Esau has been on the run since Cain committed the first murder. All right. And they've been doing all type of wickedness, man. So you know what? Let's and we're going to go into the definition of ghetto, all right? Because I had said this a little bit before, but I forgot. I couldn't find the actual definition, but here's the definition of ghetto, right? In the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it says a quarter of a city in which Jews were formerly required to live. And when we packed in ghettos, when we were in slavery, we were given the poorest of the conditions. And then after slavery, they started building these after so-called slavery, when we were quote unquote free, we packed into the poorest part of these cities, man, and they were called ghettos, and that was actually designed by Esau. You see, so the Jews are actually in the ghettos of every country in the world. And by Jews, I mean not just the southern kingdom, but I'm talking about all Israel. All right, because it used the word Jews here, right? So we're gonna get into the lesson, man. I just wanted to get these couple definitions out real quick, and we're gonna get into the lesson. So we're gonna start off in Ezekiel, because I was reading over Ezekiel today. Ezekiel 28 and verse 24. It says, and there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Yasharallah, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them that despise them. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Right? So that means it's not going to be any more conflict. That's a dark saying for a pricking briar or a grieving thorn. It's not going to be any more distress for the house of Israel, man. We're going to be dwelling safely once we're getting put back into the land. But according to Esau in the Balfour Declaration, these gutter rats are in our land claiming to be us. So how is that? Right? Verse 25. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai, when I have gathered the house of Yasharallah from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in the land that I have given to my servant Jacob." So Esau has gotten the land of Israel by the Balfour Declaration in 1948. But here it's through the prophecies I'm gonna bring out, the Yahweh Bashim Ashai is going to be the one that's going to bring the true Israelites back into the land, not by a man-made contract. All right, and it says and Yahweh Bashim Ashai will be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. And right now, if those are the true Jews, then we will be considered heathen. And where is all the righteousness and everything like that in the land right now? Where is the sanctification of the so-called Jews in Israel? They're not sanctified because they're doing all the abominations that the world do. With the biggest gay pride parade, and all that, stuff like that. All that is still wicked over there, man. Fighting over land with Palestine and wars. Yahweh Bashim Yashai is not sanctified in Israel right now. Verse 26, it says, "And they shall dwell safely therein," right? "And shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am Yahweh, their power." All right. So the scriptures say that when the Israelites or the true Jews are back in the land, that Israel is going to dwell safely. So how are the people in the land dwelling safely right now when they're always at war? It's not going to happen. This is a case of fraud, man. And our people are cool with being just niggas in the poorest parts of the world, man. Isaiah 1 and verse 7. It says, "Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your lands," get it? Your land, "strangers devour it in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers." You see, and the strangers in this context is the heathen, So our land, our land, strangers are devouring it. How are they devouring the land of Israel? By doing all this wickedness and abominations in the land, man. All right, it's desolate, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. So Jerusalem is overthrown by strangers. And real quick, that's what Yahweh said. What will happen in the last days? Luke 21 and 24. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword." And who is the they? The they is the Jews that were dwelling in Jerusalem at that time. All right. Most of the northern kingdom were already separated, I guess you could say, if you want to use that kind of term. But yeah, they were separated, and there was still a remnant of the northern kingdom in Jerusalem, but not as a whole nation. All right. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations." And this is in 70 AD. This Yahushua was prophesying about 70 AD. And it says, "In Jerusalem," right, our homeland, "shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." Because once we fled the land, we never went back. The majority of the Jews, the southern kingdom went into the mountains of Egypt, and then migrated to the west coast of Africa. Some migrated towards India, You know, some migrated up north towards Turkey, and you know, the Europe. You know, which was starting the dark ages for Esau until the Renaissance period when he was brought back into power. All right, so this is how we were led away captive into all nations, because we had to flee all different ways. And it says, "In Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled." So it's always been heathens in our land ever since 70 AD. All right, and the time of the Gentiles are about to be fulfilled, because it's major prophecies against against Esau, man, being in our land, right? Let's go to Revelation. Let's get some well-known scriptures real quick. Revelation 2 and verse 9. It says, "I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." See, so back in the day, we had you know, Israelites that were actually Jews, but Yahweh Shah was saying spiritually they're actually the synagogue of Satan. But now we use this today to actually the prophecy that is happening right now. You know, where people are not even Jews that are saying that they are, but they're the synagogue of Satan. Why? Because they're being inhabited by the spirit of Hashatan. All right, I'm trying to go through this quick because I got to start driving again. Revelation 3 and verse 9. It says, "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie." See, but they're lying and saying that they're Jews, and they're really not, man. They're really Edomites. You know, Amalekites, man, another family of the Edomites. It says, "Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee." You see, so these prophecies haven't even happened yet. You know, so this is how we know that the end isn't here, because once the end is here, the Israelites will be safely dwelling in the land of Israel, man, in our homeland. All right, let's go to Ezekiel. Back to Ezekiel 35. It's like at 36 verse 5. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea." And Idumea is a Greek word for the Edomites. All right, or Edom. It says, "Which have appointed my land in their possession." See, they have appointed Yahweh Bashim Yashai's land into their possession. Why? With what? The Balfour Declaration in 1948. It says, "Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey." You see, so they have appointed the land of the 12 tribes, which are where you see all the everybody who's packed in the ghettos. You know what I'm saying, in the slums. You know what I'm saying. No, you know, screaming "no justice, no peace" and all that garbage. You know what I'm saying? These are the true Israelites, man. Not the ones who own you know, the record labels. You know what I'm saying? And these food companies. The scriptures say that we will be in poverty, man. We will be the tail and they will be the head. So how are they? So how are they the tail if they own everything, man? You see, that's why this is identity theft, man. Because these people are liars, man. Let's go to Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah 16 and 19. It says, "O Yahweh Bashim Yashai, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there was no profit." You see, so it's going to be a time in that day where they're going to realize that they're not the people of the Heavenly Father, man. And then they're going to start saying, surely our fathers have inherited lies. You know, all my life I was told that I was the people of the Most High. You know, I put on this kufi, you know, because my father said that I was supposed to wear this kufi, or slaki, not a kufi but a yarmulke, right? surely our fathers have inherited lies. They because it's been passed down, man. That's why they don't believe in the scriptures, man. They have a thing called the Talmud, where they supposedly, quote unquote, have passed down the traditions orally. You know what I'm saying? And this is the wickedness of Amalek, man. I think Amalek was the grandson of Esau. Right? Let's go to, you know what? Let's go up a little bit. Let's start at verse 12. Jeremiah 16 and verse 12. It says, "And ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me." And how do we do that? By worshiping false gods. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be like the people around us. You know what I'm saying? Eating abominations. Right? It says verse 13, and this is the punishment. It says, "Therefore, I will cast you out of this land." See, so we've been cast out of the land, right, into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers. And there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. And how did Yahweh Shem Shai not show us favor? By turning his back on us while Esau was doing all this wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Raping men and raping children and little girls. You know what I'm saying? Feeding our baby to alligators. You know, because that was the pride of this cave beast, man. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel 39. And let's start at verse 8. It says, "Behold, it is come and it is done, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. This is the day whereof I have spoken. And they that dwell in the cities of Yasharallah shall go forth and shall set on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, and the handstaves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years," meaning a period of completion, right? So that they shall not, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest, for they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil these that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. See, so when the true Israelites are back in the land, there's not going to be any more wars. All the weapons of war are going to be burned with fire. It's not going to be no more nuclear missiles. It's not going to be no more tanks, no more AK-47s, no more sniper rifles, no more landmines, hand grenades. All that's going to be done away with, man. All the weapons of war are going to be burned with fire until and burn them with, in verse 9, burn them 7 years, meaning however long it takes, the time of completion. Right? And then the Israelites are going to spoil those that spoiled them and rob those that robbed them. See, and that's not happening right now. That is it's exact opposite of what's happening right now. All right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 2. Isaiah 2. It said, hold on, let me get it in my Bible. I don't know why it keeps cutting these words off, but it is what it is. All right, it says Isaiah 2:1, and the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days," and ladies and gentlemen, Akim wa Athwakim, we're in the last days right now. All right, we're so close, man. We can see these prophecies taking place, man, happening right now. Right? It says, verse 2, "And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh Shem Shai's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it." All right. So in that day, once that time comes, Israel will be on top. You know, and right now, Israel, the true Israelites are on the bottom. right? And Amalek, the people that's in the land right now are they're financially rich, right? But they're struggling. They're struggling with war against the Palestinians. You know, you still have China, Russia. You know what I'm saying? All these nations, man, that could rise up and overthrow Amalek, man. You see, so this is how we know that Amalek is not the true people of the Heavenly Father, because they're not established on the top of the food chain, right? Verse 3, it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up into the mountain of Yahweh Shem Yashai, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh Shem Yashai from Jerusalem. See? So nobody's going to Amalek, man, in Jerusalem and look and converting their ways. You know, you still got the Chinese celebrating the Chinese New Year. You know, you still got all these other nations. You still got Ham down in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Washing themselves up in cow piss, man. That's how we know that they're not fulfilling biblical prophecy. It says, verse 3, and it says, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. See, so we're not. So the Amalek is not teaching anybody, any of the nations their ways, man. And other nations are dropping what they're doing and following their ways. No, see, the people over there don't fit the description of the biblical Israelites, right? And let's go to verse 4. It says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, right? And that's the where the 144,000 are going to be the teachers of the nation of Israel to first to the nation of Israel, and then to the other nations, man. Once they are gone into captivity, it says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. See, and these spears and swords are weapons of war, and plowshares and pruning hooks are farm tools. See, so they're going to be beating their weapons of war into farmers' tools, man. Meaning they're going into captivity, right? It says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. You see, there's not going to be any more wars in the whole entire planet, man. Once the true biblical Israelites are back in their land. All right, let's go over to Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60, and let's start at verse 14. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the holy city of Yahweh Shem Yashai, the Zion of the Holy One of Yasharallah. See? So in that day, all the nations are going to be coming bowing down to the Israelites' feet. All right? It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. And all the wickedness is coming out of Israel, man. So how is it an eternal excellency when there's nothing but wickedness, man, in the whole world? Verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles. Thou shalt suck the breasts of kings, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, by Shem Yashai, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Yahweh. See, so the biblical Israelites will be getting back everything that these other nations took. You know, when Moab finds gold, Moab is bringing that gold to Israel, man, to Jerusalem. That's what's sucking the milk of the Gentiles, man. All right. It says, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. And I will make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Here's the point. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. See? So when the biblical Israelites are in the land, it's going to be no more violence in the land. And like I said, right now, there is a perpetual war going on between Amalek and Palestine, man. All right, let's go to Isaiah 14. In verse 1, it says, "For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai will have mercy on Yaqub and will yet choose Yasharallah and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Yaqub." You see, so Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai is going to set us in the land, man. You know, not by two Edomites shaking hands saying, "All right, well, you can have this land," right? It says, verse 2, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yasharallah shall possess them in the land of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." You see, so, and that's not happening right now. All right, and it says, verse 3, "And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." So when the Israelites are back in the land, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai is going to give us rest, man. You know, and take away our fear, man. And how is fear being taken away when people are bombing the hell out of Israel right now? So these damn gutter rats is full of garbage, man. Let's go real quick. Job 9 and verse 24. It says, "The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" See, so the wicked, according to Malachi chapter 1, is Esau Edom, right? And he covereth the faces of the judges, man. And the judges are the people of the Bible. All right, now everybody magically turn pasty, man. All right. They covered the faces, man, during the Renaissance. It's called iconoclasm. And one more. Let's go to First Maccabees 3 and 48. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. And there we go. You know, a hell of a way of identity theft, man. They got a judgment for that, man. You know, they have a true judgment for that, man, and we patiently waiting for that judgment. All right, so we are the true biblical Israelites, man. The people in the land of Israel are thieves, man. Are fraudulent. All right. So with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are the true leaders of the nation of Israel. I want to say Kwam Yasharallah, Abba Ball, and Shalom.